Hey everyone, this is Nick from NXT Plants. In this video, I'm going to be going through and sharing some seedlings I've gotten from friends, some hybrids of mine I've started to grow out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought I'd pull some of the hybrids I've created that I'm really liking. First one I have here, a hybrid created by my friend Marnell, Planta Verde. And this is a BVEP Round X Felix crossed with RL Self. It's just a beautiful, skinny little seedling. He also gifted me a second one, and this is that. I'm gonna try and back it up without dripping. I don't know, not as exciting as the other one. That's why I shared that one. Next up, I've got these from my friend Modine. This is a Zara Michelle crossed with a Carla Pat. I already start to see those veins start to come in. I can't wait for this one to put on some size. I think when you have such competing traits, it's always interesting because you don't know which ones are going to win out. Here I have a Carla Pap crossed by Tazula Ace of Spades. Here I have a Carla Pap crossed with a Tazula Ace of Spades. Again, also from Modine. And it's just a really nice plant. Carla Pap and Tazula Ace of Spades, you know it's going to be good. Yeah, and you can start to see the Ace of Spades shimmer on it. Really nice plant. Got this Anthurium crossed with Nov DF made by us. So I figured I'd share it. Got a Blue Velvet from Barry Shorts. This one is tiny, tiny, tiny. Thankfully I didn't buy it. It was a gift from Tyler. He bought them from Barry Shorts. His is much larger, I think. I don't know. It's dark. It might be interesting. Very slow. This is the sixth leaf, so you can see it's also pretty small for a sixth leaf. TC Delta Force here. Got this one quite a while ago, and it just hasn't really grown. I moved it to Fluval because it wasn't rooting at all, and this did manage to get it to put out a little bit of root, but it's just been one of those plants that does a new leaf and drops an old leaf, so it really stays 1 to 2 leaves at all times. Hasn't really sized for me. It is what it is. Oh, I gotta give this one a repot. This is my Carla Self from Tony. Very cute, very minimally veined. It's working on its 4th leaf now. I'm kind of excited to see how it grows out, and they can be so different from their parents. And I don't remember, I think I asked him, I don't remember what parent plant is. I've got a few from this cross in here, but I'm gonna just talk about the one. This is the furthest along. This is a Forgetii Lux crossed again with a Forgetii. I had this nice purpley, mostly fused sinus Forgetii Lux, but as it matured, the Lux shape began to dominate, and it sort of lost that perfectly fused appearance. It also wasn't as velvety as it could be, so I decided to try again with some more Forgetii on it. Got, horrible yields, and I had to harvest the inflow prematurely because the seeds were not carried to term, but managed to germinate. And out of the batch, I have 2 that I would call plants, and the rest are all like microscopic little seedlings. Yeah, this one is on its 2nd leaf, and that 2nd leaf is maybe 2 millimeters long. I gotta share this. I've got this. Here is my Papulaminum Voldemort Self crossed with Papulaminum RA6. And I believe it's Aurea. I haven't given it enough light to burn in the color yet, but if you can focus on this green, lime green, the newest leaf, you see the warping. Where you see the warping, you should be able to see the color. It's quite a highly variegated leaf. I'd say there's a bit of green marbling in at the center, and the rest of it is variegated. So if you can look there, you can hopefully see it. I have no clue how it's going to show up on camera, but yeah, it's a little variegated pure pap. So far, all of the leaves have been variegated on it. If you can see these oldest leaves, I have no way I'm going to get the camera to focus on it, but I will try. If you can see those oldest leaves, hopefully you can see the color burned in. But since I'm here, I'll show you guys this. I got my Wonder Boy DF hybrid. They're starting their 2nd leaves. It's a pretty low yield, so I'm gonna probably keep all of them, grow them out. I'm excited to see what the 2nd leaves. Figured I'd update you guys on those Serrapalinense from Rory. They're starting their 2nd leaves. I don't know if anyone else bought any of these, but they have been pretty slow for me. I've been fortunate I haven't lost any. Don't want to, complain too much or jinx it, but I had them in smaller pots, but I moved them to these just so I could move them around a little more easily and not be beholden to a catch tray. And this plant here is a Dark and Handsome crossed with a Red Velvet Cake. My friend Mason gave me It's absolutely beautiful. It's got a really great purple color. And it goes down quite dark. So I'm so excited to have a chance to get to grow such a nice hybrid like this. I've got a lot of DF hybrids left, so if you couldn't tell, it's one of my favorite plants to breed with. Before I do those, I'm going to go through two more variegated ones. Here we have this. This is an Indo-Pappy crossed with a Bessiaf. I'm trying to show. The leaves they start out pink, then they fade to green, and then from green they fade to this white color with just the green staying in the veining. It's a spectacular plant. It grows pretty great. The leaves are just a little bit smaller than the non-variegated version, but I'm just very happy to have a stably variegated Anthurium. It makes my life easy not having to worry about it reverting. I've got another mint one from around the same time. You can see this one doesn't size or grow anywhere near as well, which is why I'm so excited about this one, because I'd say, yeah, they're probably about the same age, pretty similar. I think this one might be a couple months younger. This one is another just nice minty one, and this one is a pure pap. This is my Fort Sherman selfed again, so a double self. And that double self batch, I think like half of them came out fully white, variegated, and this was one of the ones that did end up greening up just the tiniest little bit, just enough to keep it alive. And it's the only one out of the, probably 100 of them that survived. Here we have my Fort Sherman self crossed with, this is Bessiaf crossed with Fort Sherman self. So Bessiaf pap, and it's just wow. It's so dark. The veins haven't really come through all that much yet, and I like it because it has ruffled edges. I'm hoping it's not too small and it's a little bit, you're able to see that, but it has had ruffled edges from the start and just this beautiful color. So, definitely one of the plants that makes me love breeding with Bessiaf, because I think Bess hybrids are some of like the consistently nicest plants, because Bessiaf is nice and it tends to be pretty dominant in the hybrid. Oh yeah, out of its seed batch, this one is way bigger. Like the rest of its seed batch are, probably back here on this leaf right here. I'm gonna show you without covering it. Just much smaller. This one for some reason just wet and wet and wet and wet and wet. None of the rest in the batch were anywhere near as quick and big as this one. Here we've got a Bevep Carla. I'll show the old leaf. It's just a nice combo. Bevep and Carla always go well together. I did a batch with my RA self from Mark, and the father was my 5x10 Carla that I call Arachne, and just a nice dark muted veined plant. Like really can't go wrong with Carla and Bevep in the mix. And here we have my another one of those Voldemort crossed with RA6, or Voldemort self crossed with RA6 that I did. Great color, and I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but I did the hybrid in collaboration with Mark, the same Mark that I got the Bevep self from. Just a really nice, dark and bubbly. I think it'll be quite nice. I'm trying to catch the blue sheen in the light, so hopefully I managed to do that. Now some more of my Voldemort hybrids. This one is a Voldemort crossed with a Nove DF. I picked it because it has pretty nice spider veining and a really nice round shape with a prominent V in the sinus. It's been a good grower. It also has really nice color. It's not looking the best because I repotted it and it's definitely lost some of its color. This repot should hopefully let it put on a lot more size. And the same hybrid, so my Voldemort self crossed with Nove DF, got this, it's hard to point and cover my face. Got this one with ruffled edges. I kind of think it's a stress response, but it has been pretty consistent. So we gave it a repot. Hopefully we'll see. I would love for it to be a consistent thing, but even if it isn't, it's a perfectly flat sinus plant. Or not flat sinus, negative. I'm trying to show without it focusing on me. Hopefully you can see that there, the texture of the leaf. Here we've got a couple of my Carla self. So this is the 5x10 that I call Arachne, crossed with itself. I like this one because it's really weird and pinched. I don't know why, but it's just had the most mutated leaves from the start. So I'm excited to see it put on some size and see what that weird warping on its juvenile leaves translates to into maturity. And then its sibling is this really nice one with very little vein, quite dark, but the main reason I've held on to this one is at leaf number 4, it was showing the least vein. A lot of things will change as it matures, so I'll continue comparing, but I figured I'd pull it out and share that with you guys. First hybrid here is my BVEP cross with DF. This is probably, I think, my personal favorite from the batch, but it's pretty even between this one and a different one, and that other one grows a little bit better. I guess I'll talk about them both at the same time. And we got this BVEP DF here. Ooh, that leaf is looking nice and dark. Great plants. I'm pleasantly surprised with the shape they've gained into maturity. Definitely like one of my favorite hybrids. I'm very glad I did it. It was one of my first DF hybrids when I was playing with, what it can cross with. I was going based off of ones I'd seen. So I'm pleased with how this turned out. Okay, the last hybrid I want to talk about are two of my favorite Carla DF. This thing is a monster. It's doing another leaf already.
Yeah, can't wait to see it.
This one here is an emergent leaf, but see the color here. Carla Bacchier 5x10 crossed with the Nove DF. It's just such a nice plant. I love how it elongated and muted the veins. I don't know. This is the one I describe as a little bit more Carla heavy. I don't really know if that's all that fair. Although when you compare it to this one, maybe it is fair. And I think this is my favorite one. It is at Cataphyll. So this is at Cataphyll. This is this leaf. I think it's like the tail end of being an emergent. See the beautiful color. Yeah, it's just a really nice cross that I can't believe like I made this plant. It's just everything I was looking for in the hybrid. And since it's at Cataphyll, that means I'm going to be able to cross it back to DF very soon. And I want to cross this one back because I think it's the one that looks most like a DF. The DF does the same sort of awkward shape when it hits this stage where it V's up and looks like a normal pap, and then it'll lose it again. So I'm curious if this plant will follow that same pattern. Thank you everyone for watching here to the end. I really enjoyed getting to share some of my personal hybrids and some of the hybrids that I'm growing out. Have a really great rest of your day. Bye.